Welcome to Barely Filtered, hosted by us. I'm Aurora Culpo, star of the HBO Max show, The Culpo Sisters. Don't tell my sisters I said so. I'm a recently divorced mom of two living in Los Angeles with my ex-husband. I'm part granola mom, part glamorous jet setter.
I'm Kristen Gaffney, also a mom, a startup nerd who modeled for Sports Illustrated Swimsuit and the founder and CEO of Super True. I also like to microdose my coffee before I hit up carpool.
Welcome to Barely Filtered, our safe space. Here, we discuss health and wellness, becoming a grown-ass woman, and what's going on in this crazy world. And while we don't agree on everything, we do agree on this. We want you to live your best life.
We are back.
We're back,
guys.
and it took us forever because there were freaks in here. Hi, Dad. My dad's here.
Great voice. You always had a great voice.
What about me?
Thank
Got to
you.
start singing.
I
Kottie,
don't.
you're
I
amazing.
don't. I know. I'm just,
I mean,
your dad's always
a
loved me
duo.
more.
Perfect duo.
I know. I'm like a kid in a candy shop today because I always said I missed my calling, where I should have married a doctor,
So
that
do you
I
want
could.
that to happen today?
Yeah. So now's my chance. No, I have severe health anxiety. Bad. How many times have I called you? Now it's bled into my kids. It's really bad.
Often. I've talked you off a ledge quite a few times, but you've talked me off my fair share of ledges.
Yeah, you're not so stable either.
I'm better now.
I would thank God I don't have your cell phone.
Oh, I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, good.
You're welcome to it.
That's your
I mean,
party.
no problem.
That's your parting gift after today's podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'll never stop. So, what kind of doctor are you?
General medicine, internal medicine, do a lot of exercise and diet,
Yeah, I
try to
know.
promote healthy eating and healthy lifestyle
What's your BMI?
more than anything else.
Do you know your BMI? Thin people always know their BMI.
I'm sure he does.
It's
What is
5.
it?
It's 5 or 7, isn't it?
It's really low. My last body fat was like 10%.
Who does that for you?
There's a great scale
Oh,
that you can
Witherings?
get on, and it measures your body fat, and it measures, your weight and how much water you have,
Bone
and,
density.
and how much fat is on your organs, and I mean it's pretty.
Wait, this is at
Whoa.
home use?
What's the scale?
Yeah, it's the scale. It's ETEK, ETEK.
You have one?
ETEK.
I have one.
I don't.
Yeah.
How
I
much
have one.
fat is on your organs? Lord.
Yeah.
That's more than I think I
Yeah.
want to know.
Oh, I bet I have
Well, you
fatty
want to know
liver.
what's on your liver.
I
You
knew
want to
you
know
were
how
gonna
much
say
fat
that.
is
I
on
knew
your
you were
liver
gonna
if
I guess
you're drinking
so.
any alcohol.
Do you drink any alcohol?
No,
Ever?
ever.
No, stop it. When's the last time?
No, he doesn't.
You've never?
Like maybe 30 years ago.
Jenny
or
posted
something.
a photo.
30 years ago?
Jenny posted a photo of you holding a beer. Was that just a stage?
Yeah, that was a staged thing, and that was a non-alcoholic beer
Oh.
that Jason was having too.
Oh, okay.
Lame.
Oh, did you drink it?
Did I do it?
Did you drink the non-alcoholic beer?
I tasted it.
Why bother, right?
There's no reason for
There's no reason for it.
it. No. I mean, if you're going to drink beer,
It's like drinking decaf
you might as well
tea.
go all
no
out.
point. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
all out.
30
Exactly.
years. Does your wife Paige drink?
You've had a beer
She
in
has
30
a glass
years.
of wine occasionally. Yeah.
Paige said you
but
had a
not
beer on the plane like
not
last
on
summer.
Not on a regular basis. Yeah, I probably tasted a beer.
Why do you do it, though? Is it because you know the effects on the body?
Yeah, I just, I don't know. When I started running a lot and exercising a lot, I just thought the side effects of it weren't great. So I decided
don't
that
wanna
I
know.
ought not take it.
I don't think he ever was into it, though.
You weren't.
No,
were
I
you?
was never into it.
Yeah.
Did your mom drink when you guys were together?
He
I mean,
says
I've never
no.
been drunk.
He's never been drunk.
Me neither.
I don't know. Did Mom drink when you guys were married? He says no.
Not that much.
Ah,
Not that much.
yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're so stable.
Yeah. So what kind of things do you want to talk to him about? Like what
Oh my
things
gosh.
are you stressing about this week?
Okay, I just saw something on Instagram. Okay, so we talk a lot about. I went into the hospital in January for what was it? SVT? No, tachycardia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Not-
anyway.
Not STDs.
No,
No.
a little bit of that. No. So we've been
With
on
the
a
side
health
of
kick,
STD.
and I've been working out a ton. I've lost like 10 pounds, but I saw something on Instagram. So every episode we talk about like health trends and blah blah blah, and it's like, should you be intermittent fasting? Should you be counting your macros? Do you just go
Yeah,
keto?
we find that there's way too many different schools
It's
of thought
exhausting.
and too many different advice, too many different.
Yeah, there's too many
people-
avenues to take
Yeah.
that people are like, they'll die on that throne of like, that's the
Yeah.
one. But I saw this guy do a video, it was 2 days ago, and I was like, shit, is this the answer? And he was like, if you can't lose belly fat and you just have a layer of fat on your body, he's like, intermittent fasting, none of this shit's going to work for you.
Yeah.
Like, the bottom line is it's a caloric deficit. You have to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight off your body. Is that true?
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Oh, good.
So I mean, and you'll see again a lot of zealots out there who, and self-proclaimed nutritionists who
Yeah.
basically will tout
yeah, you're like,
one
"Are you a
particular
nutritionist?"
diet or things like that, and say you should eat this or you should eat that I mean, at the end of the day, again, with losing weight, it's probably more of diet than it is exercise.
Absolutely.
I think, if you, want to have, like a six pack.
If you wanna be ripped like me.
Like if I wanna look like you.
need to avoid the six pack, so, that's one of the.
That's not what I want to hear. But what if you want to continue to drink? What's your best?
He's not the wrong person to ask.
If you want to continue to drink,
Yeah. I don't drink a lot. I think, did you ask Samantha, did you end up asking her, like, does Kottie drink a lot?
Yeah,
It's like,
'cause
no.
we discuss it
but
often.
that's my indulgence. I don't eat sweets, really. I don't like, I can pretty much give up anything, but I do like to have a cocktail at the end of the night.
yeah.
But I'm wondering, I've tried all these avenues, and they kind of all suck. Like macros, you're like gorging yourself with like Greek yogurt. And I'm like, this can't be right.
What does that even mean? She keeps saying macros. I don't know what she
It's a
means by that.
balance. It's a proportion of
Do you know this term?
protein and carbs and fat.
But is it a diet
Yeah.
plan?
It's,
Yeah, it's like a
it's a
diet
way
plan,
of
yeah.
eating.
Okay.
Well,
And it's tricky because when you're doing your macros, the fat is low, so it's finding proteins and carbs that are really low fat. So it's a healthy diet, but it's
Sure.
just incredibly difficult to track.
I mean, I think you can drink wine, and basically a glass of wine, not a bottle of wine. And I think, maybe that's
Yeah.
going to be the least obtrusive to your body, so, wine, again, the alcohol content is going to be anywhere from 5 to 10%, depending upon the wine you're drinking. If you drink a beer, it's going to have probably
It's such a
closer
waste.
to,
Yeah.
5% alcohol.
So,
You have to remember that 1 gram of alcohol equals 7 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrates equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So it's kind of in between that range. But 1 gram of having alcohol is 7 calories. So it's a lot of calories. And of course, they're considered to be non-nutritional calories too. So
Empty calories, if you
empty.
will.
what are 5 things? I have so much on my mind. That I
Yeah,
wanna ask you.
don't drill him about
5
alcohol. He doesn't
things
like
to
alcohol.
avoid.
Let me
5
just tell you,
things
he does not
after-
like alcohol
I know,
or
I know.
drugs.
I know.
Well,
And he's
if
not
you wanna-
California
No one does
sober.
drugs.
If you want to lose weight, I avoid the pasta,
Okay.
rice, then the bread, and of course, the desserts. But it's basically, pasta,
lean
rice,
diet.
Bread. I mean, I think
Ugh.
those are
Those are
probably
killers.
the biggest things to avoid, and that will help to get you to lose the weight, I don't think you have to measure the calorie content of what you're eating. I think it's just almost like a lifestyle. So you just want to cut out, like if you're eating a sandwich, take 1 piece of bread off and have an open sandwich.
Okay.
Just simple changes.
It's like Travolta's diet when he
An
lost
open
all that weight.
relationship.
Yeah, but just
Yeah. There you
but
go.
just simple changes. I think to
You've probably seen some weird stuff. That's why you're like healthy, because you've seen such gnarly stuff.
yeah.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like if I were exposed to that on a daily basis for my job, it would probably change the way I live. Like, what are 5 things, since you're a doctor, what are 5 things you would never do for your health? And you can't say smoking because that's obvious.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the smoking's obvious. Well, I mean, I think limit the amount of animal protein that you're eating.
Okay.
So whether that's a steak or and bacon. I think try to switch to fish and chicken. I think that would be the first thing. So I think avoid that. again, the pasta, rice, potatoes, and bread, you can lump those 4 together into the same category.
And say bye-bye.
Yeah. And just, and then with the desserts, if you're going to have dessert, or ice cream or cake or whatever, then say you're going to do it once a week. It's not like you have to eliminate it completely. Yeah. It's un-American not to eat ice cream every now and then, So, I mean, you have to, obviously do that. And I think you have to do some type of exercise on a regular basis. It has to be an integral part of your normal being, So, and whether that's 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. I mean, I always feel like, the minimal addictive dose of exercise is to exercise every day for 30 days. And you can do it for 10 minutes or 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour and a half or 2 hours or anything like that. But if you do it for 30 days, then and you try to stop, you'll experience a little bit of depression, anxiety, fatigue, insomnia.
You're
some of the
addicted to
things
the
that
exercise.
you'd experience if you were
wonder if that
addicted to
works.
a medication or a drug. So you get a certain amount of a withdrawal, So the exercise is going to increase your serotonin levels, and that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were taking a Zoloft or, a Lexapro or any other type of anti-anxiety type medication, you'll get the same benefit from the exercise. And again, it doesn't have to be for,
No, it can be like
for
little
hours.
spurts.
Yeah.
Do you have anxiety?
No.
Wait a minute. But I don't think doctors can take anything. You can't
Yeah.
take anything, can you?
Can't take anything?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, doctors take stuff all the time.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
just don't tell.
What do you mean can't take anything? They
don't
could take like an
think-
antidepressant
I don't
if they
think
wanted
they
to.
can.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, there are a lot of
And they
doctors.
can
They're like, your
operate?
mental health doesn't matter. Yes, it doesn't.
I don't think they can.
Yes, they
Yeah,
can.
there are a lot of doctors that are on
It does not
medications.
hinder your like
Oh, really?
precision.
I mean,
if you're like a surgeon or something. No.
You can't take
do you want a doctor,
Quaaludes and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, you don't want a doctor.
Can anyone?
No.
It's
not like
taking
Wolf of Wall
Like you're on mushrooms.
taking
Fentanyl.
fentanyl on a regular
Jesus,
basis
not
or
at all.
oxycodone.
You
or,
wouldn't even be like
know.
standing.
I found out I was accidentally taking oxycodone after I had Lola, and I panicked. I was like, can't believe they gave that to me.
Yeah. Well, it's in the Tylenol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like
Well,
Tylenol with like a little.
It's like
It was
a.
Tylenol 3 or something
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
Exactly.
So,
You're like, what
I
have I
flushed
been
him down the
doing?
toilet. I'm like, I'm a junkie.
No, I think I took those once or twice after Luca, and
You sleep too hard on him.
it wasn't even that. I was like, the first 20, 30 minutes, I was like, oh, cool. And then like I felt nauseous and like had a headache, and I was like, I'm never taking these again.
yeah.
It was so not worth
God
it.
we're
It's
not
like I'd rather be
addicted
in pain.
pills.
So wait, we were gonna do Botox and film it for this episode, but we couldn't get in, so we're gonna do it next week.
I don't do
Really?
any.
You're going to do Botox.
She's done it once.
I've done it once.
Yeah.
So
I
we
don't
are
do
going to
anything
do
like
it.
that.
You know what?
I said I don't do anything like that.
Oh, you're so pure.
So pure.
So, anyways, we're gonna do it next week and film it, and then we'll see how you
I was
look.
gonna like play around with aging gracefully.
But we're curious how often you do Botox.
Like maybe once or twice a year.
Oh, really? That's it?
It's not a regular.
What age did you start?
I don't know, probably when I was 75.
Shut up. No, you're lying.
The spry young. No, he started way
You're
before that.
younger than 75 right now.
Pardon?
Are you? You're 75 already?
No, he's older than that.
You
I'll
are?
be 79.
Yeah, he's 78.
The faces in this room.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
He started doing Botox, I would say, when he was like 65.
Maybe. I
God,
don't know.
you are
I mean,
like
'cause I never
proof
really,
that people should just be healthy.
Yeah, I never really did it that regularly, I mean, the other thing is if we're talking cosmetic things, I mean, just stay out of the sun. You got to stay out of the sun. I mean, I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So that's
You and Mom both have always instilled that in me.
Do you wear
I
sunblock?
live in Arizona, so
Oh, you're just on the
you
sun.
have to stay out of the sun.
Yeah.
And I don't play golf.
Yeah.
That's probably another.
That's a lot of sun exposure.
Oh, my
don't
dad's
wanna-
has so
you don't
many
wanna play
skin
golf.
cancer
I
spots
mean,
on his head.
That's a real aging process,
That's true.
physically, mentally, emotionally.
Do you wear sunblock?
On my face every day.
Do you really?
Yeah, you don't?
No.
I grew up with mom being like, she like would buy me like dermatologist grade like products
Really?
from when I was like in high school, and
Yeah,
she'd be
that's why
like,
she has beautiful
no
skin.
sun,
Look at that skin.
sunblock,
It's
like
amazing.
literally like I always. That's like I can
I have
thank her
like
for.
cancer spots.
It's one
on
of the
my
things she was
face.
super proactive about, and then you were always like no sun, but she used to be like a sun baby, and she has a lot of sun damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Can't wait for her to listen to this,
Like
and
he's
we're all like,
laughing.
yeah,
Look
she
at her
does.
That's not the reason we're not married anymore.
That's why they split. No,
Peg, it
they're
was the
very good
sun
friends
damage.
now. They're really good
yeah,
friends.
we are
It's
good
cute.
friends. Absolutely.
She actually took the Mollen name back.
No way.
Yeah, after her last divorce.
Yeah.
She's a Mollen again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
like plural marriage.
Yeah. She's Peggy Mollen.
She's always
Legally.
been Peggy Mollen. What was it before? I don't even know.
A lot of different things.
A lot of different things.
There were quite a few.
There were a few after
I think there was
me.
like 4. Yeah.
Stop it. You two are
One
such
twice.
one twice.
She'll come on.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember everything as well as we
call
do, though.
that double dipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Peg.
She went
Yeah.
back to the well.
What a fun tamale.
Yeah.
Dipping her pen and company.
She is. In
in.
fact, they should come on together. That would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
Wait.
she's a nice person.
She's a nice
She
person.
really is.
I cannot believe. Gosh, you make me want to be healthier.
Or
Shit.
not, because also I think it pushed me in the other direction growing up with him.
Really?
Like I
remember when
Yeah,
we
but
for a
first.
you
while-
exercise like crazy. What are
Now
you
I
talking
do
about?
because
Now
it's on
she
my
does,
own
but-
fruition.
Oh.
Before I used to feel like it was like he wanted me
You
to
were
so bad that
compelled?
I was like, no, I was like, ew,
You're
no,
like,
I'm doing
no.
the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when we were kids, not kids, but like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to go
Yeah.
stay with them?
Yeah.
And I was looking out your window going, what is he doing? And you're like, he exercises for like 3 hours every morning.
Yeah, and he
And
used to
it
like
was when you were
get me
doing-
up before like the sun came out and would
Right.
make me walk
You
or
would
like
swim like
miles
ridiculous
and yeah.
amounts.
Well, now I walk 5 miles every morning, and then which I did this morning before I flew over
5
here.
miles? Doesn't that become
5 miles.
boring or no?
It's boring, but I listen to your podcast. So
Oh,
it takes
okay.
away
Thank
any of
God.
the
So
boredom.
then it's fun.
One birthday he got me running shorts and running shoes, and that was a real dig. That was when I was like a deadhead in high school, and he got me running shorts and running shoes. I was like, I get the message, dude.
I got an ab slide in Proactive one year. And I was like,
an ab slide
do you remember that? Was that what they
Yeah,
were called?
like-
An ab slide where you're like,
to build
Yeah,
like
right.
your
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
wonder what
So
happened.
then
to this.
so after I walk, I go to a 25-meter pool and I swim a mile, and then I come home and I ride a stationary bike for an hour, 10 miles.
And then he does a round off back handspring into the pool.
And bounces into bed.
And then I
Falls asleep and
and
repeats.
then I lift weights for.
Oh
for
my
45
God.
minutes.
Every time he calls me, he like FaceTimes me,
I'm
and
usually in the gym.
he
'Cause
has
I have a
no
gym in the
shirt on,
house.
and he's
Yeah.
like, hey, what's up? And he's like
like
lifting,
Zoolander.
pumping iron.
Are you retired from medicine now?
I stopped seeing patients about a year ago.
He
but,
still has a license.
to
drive.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Perfect.
still licensed, but a medical director for Passport-Health, which is the
Oh, yeah.
largest travel immunization company in
Yeah.
the United States. So I'm their medical director, and so I do some things for them.
That's the way to go.
You know, but it gives me obviously without the commitment to have to see a certain number of patients
Yeah.
every day. So it's.
You were never on call though, were you?
Yeah,
I was. Oh yeah.
he had his own
Did you ever do surgery?
practice.
I did some. Yes, I did some tonsillectomies at one time.
This is music to my ears.
Delivered 100 babies in my
What?
career. Yeah,
Oh, you could have delivered one of Sam's.
yeah, I could have.
Ew.
Yeah, that would have been
Gross.
exciting.
Duran's
could be
having a
exciting.
tonsillectomy.
Yeah.
What?
In
How
2
could you hide
weeks.
this from me?
Well, we just booked it.
We didn't hide it.
Yeah.
I want one. I want one.
Do you guys want to do a double?
You-
I'll take
you
care
want-
of both of you.
Who is
Sade.
Sade's doing it?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose so much weight.
What do you mean? Because he can't eat?
You lose like 20 pounds.
Kottie
doing
wants
it.
a tonsillectomy, so she's gonna. So she
No,
can lose
no,
weight.
because I have rotten tonsils
Rotten.
Do you get
Sade
sore
knows.
throats often?
all the time.
Huh.
I pop my tonsils too, but Samantha won't let me talk about it on the podcast.
I don't like her to talk about raunchy stuff. It really like.
I took a picture.
I
I'm
can't
gonna
stop
show it.
thinking about it, and then
Oh,
it
okay.
disturbs me.
But I took pictures, so I'll show it to you after.
Oh, okay.
But I popped one once.
You did.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they're not really sure why.
popped one, Dad. Have you ever heard
Did you
that?
have an abscess, a peritonsillar
No.
abscess?
Oh, Googled that. No, apparently I didn't because Samantha, close your ears. I swallowed it. Whatever popped, I
Oh, yeah.
swallowed, and they said
Yeah, the little stones. They're almost
yes,
like
but
little
it
stones.
was like it was like whipping cream.
Yeah.
Just
And
stop.
it was but
Dot
Zadeh
is
said
logging off right now.
Dot is logging off. Zadeh was like, if it were an abscess, it would have been like rancid to swallow. You would have tasted it. And
Yeah.
if it didn't taste like anything, it was
Right.
probably
I've
just
had enough of this.
tonsils.
What are you asking him?
She's over the tonsil
Why didn't you become
stage of
a-
life.
I can't.
Why didn't you become a plastic surgeon?
Why?
I don't
think
know.
I was ever like in.
Yeah, I
the
never
cards.
had that desire.
Yeah.
You didn't?
So I originally.
Tell him why you became a doctor.
Yeah, well, originally.
Yeah, let's start
Tell
there.
Well, originally I was going to be an OBGYN. So, when I finished my internship, I signed up, but then I got drafted. So I was the last group of doctors to be drafted, and I served in the Air Force active duty for 2 years. So, it was the tail end of Vietnam, so they needed docs, and so they were drafting. So, I served, and unfortunately, the second year, the war ended, so I didn't have to go to Vietnam, but I served during that period of time.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Did you know that, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I've seen your your little
All my stuff.
your
My-
medals, your
All my medals.
no, you're like what do you call it? Your epaulets and your
So you didn't
like,
have to go to
your
Vietnam?
uniform.
Oh, yeah, my captain's
Yeah.
bars.
You
Yeah.
didn't have to go to Vietnam?
I did not.
No. Okay.
I did not.
You were about to.
I
My dad was
about
drafted.
to, but the war ended. Yeah.
Ended. My dad was drafted.
Did he go?
No.
Oh.
No, he had too many allergies and he couldn't see shit.
You had allergies.
Yeah. But apparently when they called the draft, he was like, you were watching a TV and they would give you numbers or something.
Yeah.
Like it was based on your date of birth or the month you were
Yeah,
born
exactly.
or something like
Your
that.
date of birth.
Yeah.
And there was a draft.
And he was like, I was sitting with
whatever the
all my
number-
friends and I was the
Exactly.
only one whose number was
Yeah.
called. And I was like,
Right.
wait a minute. So you never wanted to, you're so into health. You're so knowledgeable in that area and like aesthetics that I go, God, it feel like I would either be.
He has like a good like
Yeah.
he.
I mean, the aesthetics it never really been a major part of what my interest was.
Yeah.
It was really more of the exercise and the diet.
Yeah.
So
I guess it's a fountain
whether
of
it
youth.
was vitamins and minerals, and I mean, I studied all of that pretty much on my own, to see like what will slow down the aging process. So,
yeah, but vanity is a component of it.
yeah, well, the vanity, everybody wants to look good, you
Yeah.
know, but
And he wants to feel good too.
I want to feel good.
I'd rather
you
feel
know,
good than
you know,
look
res-
good.
He
you know.
wants both.
So,
I mean-
I don't want to sit there and have a facelift or anything like that. It's like whatever.
You got to stop her from
So I'm not
doing
gonna,
her
I'm
facelift.
not going to do it. Yeah.
Stop.
What do you think of like fillers and all that stuff?
I mean, I've never had any fillers. I've never done any of that. I mean,
Sam's
I
trying to
think-
get me
I
to
think
do
it's
it.
fine if people have a really deep lines
Messed up
and-
face like
and
you.
they really need to have that corrected, I find, probably females, are
Juice it up more.
more concerned
Yeah.
about it, maybe than the males.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the percentage is, between people
Yeah,
getting
guys with fillers, I
getting
don't
fillers,
think I know any.
But
No.
Jacques?
Jacques? Do you have you ever looked at someone and just went, "You're really ill," and I know it.
you're really
Ill.
ill.
Whoa. Creepy.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Isn't that but to have that kind of knowledge, it's like
Yeah.
it's also like
I mean,
it
you
sucks.
can look at
Intuitive, like
someone
an
and
intuitive
you can tell
sense.
You can
their,
tell,
their
like-
skin tone. You can tell their eyes. You
They're
can
like
tell
jaundice.
their teeth. You can, you can tell all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I look
and
sickly
you
to you?
know whether they're really sick. I mean, a lot of times I'll have a patient come into the office, and they may not think they're that sick, and they're complaining of whatever it may be, and it's like
And you're like-
going to the emergency room right now.
Oh,
know,
shit.
I want to get a CAT scan. I want to get this. I mean, whatever it is, because you can just tell.
Yeah, he'll see people that have put like things off for so long, and then they finally go in to see him, and he's like, "What?" Like,
Yeah.
It's like, what have you been waiting for?
yeah,
What are you
exactly.
doing?
Like they
Yeah.
like some people just don't have like the I don't know if they're in denial or they just like don't have the wherewithal to like know like
Right.
oh I have to be like proactive and
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
My parents always said, like, as long as if you keep up with your doctors, they're like, don't put anything off. And they don't. They don't put anything off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have dodged a lot of bullets. They're like, you just keep up with your health. You keep up with your doctors.
Right.
If you see something you're not feeling right, it's not normal, you go and get it checked. And as long as you do that, it'll extend your life.
Yeah, I mean,
I took 10 years off their life with Dom
She
Heidi.
almost
Yeah,
killed
you
my
need regular
parents.
checkups. And like, for instance, if a guy runs a marathon and he thinks that he's immune to cardiovascular disease, that's not necessarily
that's not
so.
true.
So he still needs to
Yeah.
get checked
Yeah.
up. I mean, they used to have a theory if you ran a marathon, it gave you 7 years of immunity from having a major cardiovascular event, but that's not
I don't
true.
believe that
So
at all.
regardless, and for your listeners out there, if they are regular exercisers, they may be young and healthy, but they still need to get checked up because you just never know, when something comes along. And you have to be aware of the warning signs. So know your body, how your body feels and how it responds. And if you have pain in your leg, and all of a sudden you have swelling there, and it could be a deep vein thrombosis throwing emboli to your
Jesus.
brain, you potentially
One example.
you could have, an underlying issue. So
Wait,
I think
is that
making
like a varicose vein are you talking about?
No.
not a varicose vein.
Okay, because
no.
I have one, and we can look at it to
It's
make sure.
it's just it's a clot in actually one of the veins in your leg. So it's called a deep vein thrombosis. So varicose veins are superficial.
Is that what they were
veins
afraid of
in
happening
your
on
legs.
airplanes?
Yes, quite often when people sit for 4 or 5 hours on a longer flight, their blood has a tendency to coagulate, and so that's a potential of having, a deep vein thrombosis. So that's why when you're on a flight and you're sitting for long periods, you want to get up and walk around and,
You're going to have to
It's just
prescribe
a-
me something to sleep
yeah.
tonight after that.
So we want to talk to you about hide and freak. Sorry to change the subject.
hide
but
and freak, yeah.
So Dom
Can you
first
believe that?
did hide and freak
No, I
with my
don't.
dad
and I
3
feel
years ago.
badly for your father.
know.
You know,
And mom.
Poor
mom,
dad.
'cause
Both
I
of them.
I heard about that, yeah.
I might have taken a few years. They might need to run a few extra marathons.
So he just needs to be aware of the fact that can...
You didn't
Yeah.
freak out when it happened to you? Or did you?
we did. We were
You
freaked
did?
out.
Oh, yeah, well, I was freaked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were all freaked out.
He was only 3 or something.
Yeah.
3.5.
Oh,
Because
Lord.
Yeah.
you don't know where the child is at.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the one, your listeners that don't know what we're talking about is basically
Oh,
Dominic, who, is...
Was at Cottie's for a play date and
grandson.
hid
And-
from everybody, and they
right.
were up in arms and not knowing where he was for like
and
30
he,
minutes.
He got down and he hid under a bed in a little deep hole or something. That
A
the
deep
Kottie-
hole.
that there's
You
a,
make my
that
house
there's a
sound
ball,
so interesting.
That there's a ball around and he hides
Dungeon.
behind
A
it. And so no
ball.
one could find him. And Kottie's got about 15 cameras in her house. So and finally they decided, hey,
think
we'll
we
look at
found
the
our
camera and we'll
dot.
find where he is. But yeah, he just needs to be aware of that. So
He does.
You know,
Poor guy.
so as opposed to hide and seek, I call it hide and freak.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
named it
because
well.
you're going to freak out.
Yeah, we were freaking out, and then I really thought it would. I didn't even occur to me that it would happen again, and your poor parents were the victims.
My dad is the worst candidate for that.
Oh,
The
poor
worst.
Poor guy. Is there a good candidate for that?
Your father. He was
He was pretty calm.
he was like, yes, I was freaked out.
Yeah.
He's like, I was very scared.
What was I going to ask you? What's your take? This is one thing I've got to hear from you. What's your take on taking progesterone and testosterone?
Testosterone.
Testosterone. The
Tedros?
tosty.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
So, and if we're talking about males taking testosterone,
No, females.
or we're talking about females. So, again, females have testosterone. People don't understand that, but
Yeah.
females, just as males, have. It's just that they have a lower amount.
Mm-hmm.
Although when you see a woman who's like really ripped,
She's
she
juicing.
obviously has more testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
Than someone else. So I think when we talk about those hormones, it's fine to do hormone replacement therapy if it's really necessary. But my concern with that is that it'll suppress the natural production of whatever testosterone, progesterone
Okay.
that you have. Just like in men who come in and they go, well, I'm 30 years old, 40 years old, and my testosterone is lower than it should be. We'll do a testosterone blood test on them or something like that. But the reality is it's going to suppress their natural
Production of
testosterone
it?
And,
Don't tell your
later,
brother.
and they'll wind up having to be on testosterone for the rest of their life. So a lot of times they come in and they think that maybe that's going to, they do it mostly because they want to increase their muscle size.
Yeah.
But the reality, the ones that come in and say, well, my sex life has been, not very good and my libido's been down, so I want to increase my testosterone level. It doesn't necessarily increase your testosterone. It can make you more irritable. It can clot your blood. It will increase your red blood cells when you're taking testosterone.
Sounds
it
fun.
thickens your blood. It increases the risk of strokes and heart attacks. So you have to be careful with taking testosterone. And even for females, taking testosterone, I think that can be a potential concern as well.
A lot of these like longevity doctors
Longevity
that
doctors,
we've talked to a few different ones in the last year or so, and they oftentimes are trying to like increase your level of testosterone for men and women, and just kind of mess with your hormones. And my concern is like what my dad is saying is that once you start supplementing or messing with the natural balance of your body, then I think you might forever mess with that like harmony, that because everybody has a different, like, there's levels, there's basic levels of everything, right? Like, so your cholesterol should be here,
Sure.
your red blood cells, your white blood, whatever it is, whatever they're measuring, right? But at the end of the day, every single body is different, and your body has its own natural
Way of balancing
Balance.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just worry. That's why I worry about like taking anything regularly, because I'm just like, what? Like then I think it messes with just like the Ozempic when we were talking about that. Like you weren't on it very long, but some of these people that we've seen in the media, or maybe someone who's continually been on it long term, I think like there's not just a quick I'm off of it. I
Right.
think you're going to have like maybe forever, in fact, like some sort of like, long-term ramifications.
Yeah, I think Ozempic, Mounjaro, the Wegovy,
Wegovy.
I think all of those are fine for people who have
The A1C,
a serious weight problem, that
Yeah.
losing 40,
The
50,
risks.
60 pounds or more.
The pros outweigh their
that's
cons
going
to
to really
it.
be of great benefit for them and maybe galvanize them to want to change their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I think that's really
So are you for
important.
it being FDA approved as a weight loss drug? Has it been?
Yeah, I think that yes, Mounjaro. Yeah,
It was.
that's
Okay.
FDA approved.
So you're fine
for
with
the
that for
I'm
people who
fine
don't
with-
have the diabetes issue.
Right.
If they're, like,
they're
obese.
basically diabetic drugs, and they're actually
Yeah.
starting to take the place of one of the gold standards for diabetes, which was metformin. And metformin had been around for years. And,
I'll tell you in a minute.
Women who basically, would have, the cystic ovary, syndrome, they basically would put them on metformin to control it. So that would control like some of the hirsutism, the hair, that women.
Wait,
would,
so
men-
one of my friends from college texted me. We were texting. We have a chain. We were texting about Ozempic. And my friend was like, I'm dying to get on metformin. It's the fountain of youth. And I was like, I've never heard that.
Yeah. Well, it reduces your hemoglobin A1C, which hemoglobin A1C measures what your blood sugar's been doing over the previous 3 months. So, and so there's a balance in there that you want to get it to. So if you can get your hemoglobin, for diabetics, they want to get that hemoglobin A1C below 6.5. That's the critical level. So they will take the metformin because it does that, and it helps them to lose weight. So, but metformin can also affect your kidneys. So you have to do kidney.
There's always a downside.
You have to do kidney function studies on a patient before you put them on metformin, because if
continue to
their
monitor it?
GFR, glomerular filtration rate, which is a measure of kidney function, if that happens to be significantly low, then you can't put them on a drug like metformin, nor can you put them on Ozempic or.
But then are you
Wegovy
continually
or-
monitoring those levels?
You have to monitor those.
Yeah.
So you monitor those, and usually you take blood at least every 2 to 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I don't
see.
think anyone's
So
doing that.
one of the the longevity doctors said that the human growth hormone was also the fountain of youth. Have you heard
Not
that?
for me.
Have you heard that?
No.
But you said there was a lot of downside to that too.
To the
Human growth hormone.
yeah,
Hormone.
So the human growth hormone, I mean, that's not something, I mean, it was originally for children who had short stature, you know, and that's really what it was developed for. So, you know, yeah, a child that may have been, say, under 5 foot or something. And
Yeah, actually, my friend's daughter started taking it, but you have to do it before puberty.
Yeah, you have to do it before.
I was like, can I
before
be
the
taller?
bones start
Yeah,
to
and
fuse.
she's they're both short like people, and she wasn't like meeting.
Yeah, and
she
they'll
was
put
like
'em on
very short, and they put her on it, and
Yeah.
she's like now like gonna be like 5'3", you know, where she might have been like 4'8" or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Holy cow! I had no idea.
That's why they developed
she may
it.
wind up being 6'5".
She's
you
like,
never know.
hello.
God, what if it never
Yeah,
stops?
Is it too late for me?
Yeah, your bones have fused.
Wait.
Don't worry about
Is
it.
that truly why they developed it?
You make up for it in cuteness.
Oh, thanks. I learned from the best. But no, that was really the like origin of it.
Yes. So that's where the drug came from. So, but that's not something I would, you know, routinely recommend for anybody.
I just wanted you to tell me like a pill we could all take.
He's like, here, I have it with
There's
me.
going to be a cure-all, and the fountain of youth there is done.
Yeah, another thing
diet.
is, you know,
You gotta work.
while we're talking in that same genre, you know, is vitamins and minerals and things like that. I see people taking,
yeah.
you know, a handful of vitamins and minerals, and I don't think that's necessary, you know.
No.
And I really studied, like, years ago, studied selenium and vitamin E and vitamin C extensively, you know, to see, you know, was there some benefit to particularly anti-aging, you know, because of the books I had written on anti-aging, and I wanted to see if I
I'm
was
an author.
relating, you know, that information to people, you know, correctly, you know. And, you know, at the end of the day, the scientific evidence is not very corroborative, you know. I mean, it's not really corroborating, you know, that, hey, you should take, you know, this much vitamin A or this much vitamin C or anything like that.
Is it actually absorbing? Isn't that like an issue, like the absorption?
Yeah, so when it comes to vitamins, you know, like vitamin B and vitamin C are basically water-soluble vitamins, you know. And so water-soluble vitamins you can take in massive amounts, but they're just simply going to be put out in your urine. So you're going to have very expensive
taking
urine.
B.
You're
but
welcome.
It's not really going to do
So what's the
anything
point? Why am I
for you.
taking it?
And
Well, that's the argument.
yeah. And so
One
if
of-
you're eating a reasonably healthy diet, and you know, people say, well, I don't really eat a healthy diet, so I need to take these. But that's not really true. You're going to get more than sufficient amounts of vitamin B and vitamin C in just almost anybody's diet that I would see. You know, so but the vitamin A and the vitamin D, the vitamin E, these are fat-soluble vitamins, so they're retained by the body. So if you take massive amounts, you can essentially be taking too much of them. You know, so you have to be careful with that as well.
We should not be medicating ourselves.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's like everything you do, you can find a way to mess up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And so
Yeah.
if
See? He just confirmed that.
No, I think you just have to like you only take the really necessary things, such as Zoloft.
I wanted you to have a different, such as Zoloft. Zoloft is seizure.
No, it's not.
No, you're like, don't mess with
I'm
mine.
fine. I'm not going down your panic road. Why is this couch so tall? I feel like I'm like I need like
No, now I'm stressed.
so
why?
I just wanted you to just be like, metformin's amazing.
Less is
I'm
more.
not on it, but
Just don't. I
yeah,
think.
but you're healthy.
Yeah.
I know.
You're healthy. And,
Yeah.
and
Can you
gotta
tell by
be
my teeth and skin?
thankful for that. You know, you have great skin. You have great teeth. You
do.
know, you
I
have great
do.
hair. You
I know.
I mean, you
I
got to be thankful for all the
I am. I'm
things that
so
you-
thankful.
And I think that's where people miss the boat too. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, when it comes to anti-aging and things that will enhance your longevity, you know, I think it's mental attitude. You know, if you have to have a good mental attitude and a sense of humor, which the two of you do have. You know, so I think that's really important, and to pick the right parents. That's important too.
That's true. Positive mantras.
But I think it's comforting to know that it's like it's not about loading the boat with like all sorts of different,
No.
you know, supplements and drugs or whatever. It's like it is kind of simple at the end of the day.
I mean, if you feel like you drink more than you should, then you just cut back, or you give yourself a holiday.
Or you become California sober.
You give yourself a holiday, like, okay, I'm going to give myself the next 30 days and give my liver and kidneys a break, and
that's what you're doing.
All or none.
So.
All or none. That's what you're doing. Do you feel great?
And if you make a commitment to a friend or you make a commitment to your family, it's the same thing with smoking or anything else, You make the commitment,
thank God we
I'm
don't.
not going to do this.
Yeah, thank God we don't smoke.
And now you've
that would be
kind
disgusting.
of made the commitment, and it becomes much more compelling to follow through on that commitment.
I like to take like a whole month off. That's my new thing.
I can't do that.
I just prefer to like go balls to the wall.
Every January they discontinue.
Yeah.
They
that
have no
doesn't
alcohol.
align with my life.
Yeah, so they go through the holidays.
January.
And, try to get
It's my
drunk
birthday.
as much as possible.
Get drunk as much as possible.
And then they take off.
Everyone's sober in January, and it really bums me out
Yeah.
because it's my birthday.
Oh, it's your
like,
birthday month.
I'm not going sober in January.
So
my
February.
birthday is January 30th, so it's the end of the month.
Yeah,
so I
you
could really
could-
go out with a bang.
You could go full like.
And then I'm going to feel awful on the 31st, though. I don't know. Maybe I
about that.
celebrate February 1st. I could do it.
Yeah.
I just have stuff planned every month. See, I could. What do you drink when you go out? Just water?
Water.
Coca-Cola.
Water. Yeah.
Yeah. Sparkling. You like sparkling water?
I do like
And he likes
sparkling
lemons
water.
and limes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
But generally, just, I mean, I drink copious amounts of water.
He's very hydrated.
I'm sure. My body's like,
But I have a cup of coffee in the morning.
well, thank
There you go.
Thank you, Jesus.
I mean,
Something.
hello.
You've got to like,
Addicted to
Hallelujah.
caffeine.
hallelujah. My Lord.
So,
Look at him. He's like, he's like trying to get rid of that too.
yeah. So, I mean, caffeine's another thing. I mean, I think, you could probably have 300 milligrams of caffeine, a day, and that's not going to be harmful to you.
No, you can even do that when you're knocked up.
A lot of studies even suggest that caffeine helps to
With your
lower
heart.
your blood sugar.
Yep,
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did. Not the one you drink, but clean.
All the ones
caffeine.
you drink?
Yes.
The quality ones?
So there's a new strain
What?
of COVID
Oh.
out there, and it's I think it's BBG or something like that. But they're supposedly going to have a new vaccine for it in September or October, by the way.
Yikes.
Should
What are
we
the
be getting
symptoms
it?
to this one?
Yeah, you might want to if you're around a lot of people on a regular basis and
Are you going to get it?
around 3 kids, type of thing.
He's not getting it.
So I don't
You're
know.
not getting it, right?
I don't know.
It's undecided. He probably doesn't want to talk about all of this for our 4 listeners.
Mom said that to me the other day. She was like, there's a lot of new COVID cases barreling out, and I was like,
You know
from
what?
where?
And you can't
She
get
doesn't have all the information, but she has like some of it, and I'm like, well, where? I need more.
Those are the worst people.
Right, right. Like she has like a little bit, and then you're like, okay, and then she doesn't really know exactly. I'm like, well, what country is it coming from? Like, where? Like, she doesn't know totally have all the info.
Oh, that's funny.
No, I was trying to find a COVID test for the last 3 days.
Oh, really?
Not for me. Not for me.
Oh, you at like a drugstore?
Yeah.
You can't find
cannot
for
find
who?
them.
Oh.
For Ted.
I would have brought you one.
I have a bunch.
Should have told me.
Wow.
You need to have that hotline in.
You know I have a bunch.
I didn't know you have a bunch.
Yeah, and I thought you would have backstock too, but
I don't.
I would have
totally
Ubered you
out.
one.
And he doesn't have any. He just keeps going in and out of a fever. Don't tell me what that should mean. Should I be worried?
No.
You should. I should.
He's going in and out of.
Having a fever.
That's not necessarily a symptom.
Sometimes
of
that
the
can
COVID.
also. Is he getting teeth?
I have no idea.
Sometimes that can when they're cutting teeth, like adult teeth. Has he lost some?
Yeah. I don't think that. I don't think he has COVID. Based on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, is he coughing a lot or anything like that?
No.
No.
I'll keep you posted.
Do you have a pulse ox machine? Check his
Yeah.
oxygen
Oh God.
level?
Do you have one of those?
Have we met before? Are you trying to give me a heart attack right now?
Do you actually have one?
Of course I have one. That's why I went to the hospital. Because my heart rate was 240 on that thing.
Well, that's not always so accurate though.
No,
That was pretty
not.
accurate. They put an EKG on me 10 minutes later and it was 235.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. You might have been having some serious anxiety though too.
No, they said anxiety can't take your heart to that
So
level.
did you have a supraventricular tachycardia?
She was taking weird
I was
diet
taking
pills.
weird diet pills.
Oh, okay.
that
was
were
it.
like discontinued from some weird like
This
quack.
one did a deep dive. I should have thought it was weird because the guy that prescribed them like wrote
no
on
longer
a
in
bottle
business.
with a Sharpie.
Oh, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
All right. Well, we want to have you back on. Will you come back?
Absolutely.
We're gonna really ask you the hard stuff next time
Absolutely. I'll come back.
when we're not under the gun. Maybe Mom will come too.
Ooh, a peg sandwich.
Pegasus.
Wow.
I mean,
He's like,
I'll
no.
sit in between you guys like I'm your child.
That's funny.
Totally. They're
Could
both
happen.
like very tiny. Like the two of them equal me.
Yeah, I'm
both like
yeah,
little-
no kidding.
little
Besides Jacques, I'm the
toothpicks.
biggest person in this room.
No.
I
Stop.
definitely weigh more than your father.
No. He's all muscle.
So am I.
Don't worry about it. Thanks for
I'm
listening.
getting your number.